What's going on here? What are we doing?
I forgot.
Maybe this is a new intro for Fridays. We got there and smoked the Raiders. Maybe that's something we need, right? Hey, I love it. Let's go. Come on.
All right, it's gonna be a movie.
On.
God, I am so jumbled today.
You had a lot of work going on over there. Hey, man, we smoked the Raiders. We smoked the Astros. Who the hell's Ohio State playing this weekend?
Michigan State.
Yes, smoke them. Let's go. We need to turn this around, baby. Let's go. This week's been a lot, man. This week has been a lot, okay? We've had, we'll talk Amari Cooper, right? But we got the offense on all this. We have got to flip it now. Now, I need you locked in. We need to go, man. I know the Raiders, they're battling stuff, and I know you have that uneasy feeling. You want to know how I know? Because I have it too. You have got to fight it. Fight it. We don't get political on this show, but fight. Fight it. We're the better football team. I know we got problems. We got to solve those. We have got to get the win on Sunday. I'm feeling good for the Browns. I like the little uneasy, baby. I like the little uneasy. You want to know why? Because when we went in that Giants game, I'm swinging big, and I'm like, yeah, man, we're done. We're good. We're smoking them. Here we are, though. So I think the little uneasy makes you feel good about where we're at with the Cleveland Browns. You got to have your full attention out there for the Raiders. They deserve it. Maybe the Giants should have had it too. But you got to fix some of the big problems here with this team. We're geared up. We're ready to go. Football Friday. We got our picks. We got the guards. We got college. Oh, boy, Ryan. We got the grid for a giveaway.
Wow, I completely forgot about that.
We forgot it. You best not forget about it because we got the grid. We still got the Wordle. We'll get to the Friday report card. We got our bracket. We'll get to time up. We got the morning update. We got it all on a beautiful Friday right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. Hey, is Ryan Tyler. Good morning. Happy to have you alongside. You can always follow on Twitter X at Matt Fontana Show. We're up on YouTube. Subscribe to the Twitch channel, and we're over on Instagram as well. We got to turn this, man. This week has been dissecting a decoy play and how much is Ken Dorsey and all this other stuff. We got to set it aside. We got to set this stuff aside. And we got to focus back in on what the Raiders are going to try to do to you on Sunday. Max Crosby, Devontae Adams pops up on the injury report. We expect those guys to play. But I just look at it from this. You have a football team in the Browns that I'm going to see what they're made of come Sunday, right? You have started out of the gates a little slow here, stumbled out of the blocks, if you will. Unlike improbable luck. We got a little update from Ken before the show on our horse, bigplay.com/horse. Good updates with our boy over there, Improbable Luck. We'll talk about that later. But stumble out of gates a little bit, all right? What are we going to do to rally this? What are we going to do to turn this around a little bit and see what we got for the Raiders? And it's not, again, the Giants, I was giving them no credit in the world, and they smoked us. And you saw what they did last night. I think you probably have to look at it and say, okay, maybe that's a team that's better than a lot of people thought. The Raiders got that big win over the Ravens and didn't expect that. But I think more about the Browns and their mindset, their mentality of what their team is going to be coming out on Sunday with drama. This week, with the injuries, with the not playing well, do you know what this week was, Ryan? Drama. We're back to it. And I talked about that playbook of watching a quarterback eventually not be the guy. And we're on step 3 when he starts blaming the fans and turn on the fans. We'll get to the Amari Cooper things from yesterday as well. But this week has been so drama-filled. And I frankly think it's a great idea. They made this decision before all this that they're leaving today. Kevin Stefanski is going to speak right after our show, 11:15. They're getting on the plane. They're going to Vegas now. Get out of here. Go. Set this stuff aside and focus on what you need to do to beat the Raiders. And I talked about that with the Giants game. If you got to make this game ugly and run, well, they should be allowing you to run. I know Deshaun said he doesn't want to run this week. Maybe that's our options. I'm going to ask for a couple different ways to do this. I'm going to ask for the Browns to find and gut out a way. Does that make me feel really good that we can take on the Ravens or even take on the Steelers? We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. You're facing a reeling team in the Raiders. And we talked to Q Myers yesterday out of Vegas and a lot about the Antonio Pierce situation where he went out and he called out his guys in about the biggest way that you could call out a player as a coach. Where in the media, he was questioning their want, questioning if they were making business decisions. Now, the turn on that is they had players-only meetings, coaches-only meetings, and you could see a Raiders team that's going to use this as a flip and maybe even as a pivot point. And it's a little crazy that I'm sitting here talking about a Week 4 game that I'm asking this to maybe be the turning point for the Cleveland Browns. That's where we're at right now. And I think we desperately need a turning point. I see this starting to go down a bad path, not just with the play on the field, but now this bull crap off the field, okay? And all of this other stuff that's going on. So all week, it's been dissecting this play, and Jordan Akins was open, and then Watson on Wednesday. Well, there's people out there, they don't know football. Okay, fine. They talked to Ken Dorsey yesterday. People think that that's a smoking gun when Ken Dorsey's like, I don't want to get into it. And then we get to Amari Cooper. So yesterday, a question was asked to Amari about the frustrations of the offense, okay? And I want to start this because I think everybody's seen the clip, but if not, we'll play it here in a second. That, remember when the contract thing was brought up? And everybody said, nah, man, Amari's a pro. He's a pro, he'll handle it. I sense some frustration coming out with him. And it's not that I don't blame him for being frustrated. He's had drops. He's not been uber involved. Everything going on with Watson. But I got to talk about the thing that he really starts bringing up because it's like, all right, do this. Play the clip, and I have a lot to react to it. Here's Amari Cooper yesterday. Audio, video, courtesy of the Browns.
I'm just going to play the audio.
Okay, just play the audio. That's fine.
Some of y'all don't ask the best questions, but, hey, you don't hear me criticizing. So, yeah, I think it's just the nature of the business. I mean, obviously we get scrutinized more than you guys do. So, I mean, I think maybe, maybe y'all should start asking questions in front of the camera so they can see y'all's faces. But, yeah, I just think that's just how it goes. They see everything we do. We're under a microscope, so we're going to get scrutinized more and for mistakes that everybody makes.
Okay, that's football, number one. And I know Amari knows that, but it's obviously to a boiling point with him. That's about, and I use the word demonstrative, but that's Amari, right? Like, that is something that kind of takes you aback. So I start with Cooper to say, I understand that he's probably frustrated because he knows there's money going out the window for him, right? If you really wanted to boil it down, and obviously I'm not in Amari's head, but he's probably sitting there saying, I got not want to say jobbed, but you lost your money in a way. You don't have a long-term deal. Yeah, they fed you the football on Sunday. You still lost. Your team is 1-2. Your quarterback is not playing well, and everything seems to be on fire right now. I could understand where that frustration is coming in from him. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about was when they go after the media, okay? And I'm not going to sit here and try. Okay. I understand the media is supposed to be the conduit between the teams, the players, and the fans. For the vast majority of us, we don't work for the team. Some do. And then people don't necessarily think that we work for the fans either. We're in the middle, right? That's supposed to be the conduit. And the problem is that when the media says something bad, people get angry at them. And I will just tell you this. For as much as I have been out in Berea, for the people that I know, the vast majority of them are all Clevelanders. We're all from here. We want the Browns to be good. Ken Carman mentioned that. It got picked up by Awful Announcing, which is right on. People watch, listen, consume more when the Browns win, when they're good. I will tell you that there is nobody out there in the media that wants to see the Browns fail. Nobody. The problem is they report negative things. You get angry at them. They got to report negative things because the team gave them so many negative things to report on. If you want to take it out on the media, that's fine. They're just reporting. You don't like when Mary Kay tells you something bad, but she's telling you the truth. She's telling you reporting, and you don't like to hear it. Then people hear that, and they think that that's some shot at the crappy media that's out there. I'll tell you it's not. I really don't think it is. And then when he goes, well, you guys can stand in front of the mic or stand in front of the camera and ask your questions. We all know who those people are that ask questions. And Ryan, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to speak on myself. I've asked dumbass questions out there. I have. And I've had coaches and players look at me like, what the hell did you just ask me, you idiot? I've done that before. And you talk about getting scrutinized. Dude, we do this show every day. There's radio shows, TV shows. People know who we are. Trust me, they know. And my prior stop, there was an entire Reddit page dedicated to it, okay? Trust me, people know. Yeah, it's not quite to the level of you, but I don't think there's many media people out there making the money that you do, right? It's part of the job. So to see that frustration boil over, and there's a chunk of the fan base that jumps on that, and they go, yeah, F the media, man. They suck, and they're terrible. There's other people, I did see some replies to a lot of tweets about it saying, like, dude, don't take it out on them. They didn't do anything to you. And if you want some of the media members to go out there and ask them, what's your favorite color? Oh, what's your favorite table game in Las Vegas? You guys are playing the Raiders. Yuck, 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 yuck. Okay, fine. You can find people that do that. But the media in this town are out to get the stories and the reporting for the Browns. But I just want this message to be clear to the fans. With what Amari said there, and I'm talking about the media, I'm telling you with every fiber of my being that every single person that covers the Browns wants the Browns to be good. They don't like covering a bad team. There's more views, there's more clicks, there's more everything when the Browns are good. I tell you that with my hand on a Bible, man. Every single person that is around the Browns, that covers the Browns, wants them to be good. And if you even want to just boil it back down to the vast majority of us are still Clevelanders. I'm blessed. I can't tell you how lucky I am to be able to say that I work the job that I do, to be able to have the experiences that I did in Cleveland covering the team that I grew up loving. I cannot tell you how much that means to me. I don't want the Browns to be bad. I never, ever have wanted the Browns to suffer. And especially getting into this job, I'll just cut right to it, Ryan. You make more money when the Browns are good. Some of the biggest years that I had in my prior stop were
You
years.
must be poor. The Browns haven't been good in 20
I'm telling you,
years.
the year after Baker's rookie year, again, it's trust me, radio's a tough racket, man. I'll tell you that much. But I'm just saying, the years when there was a lot of hype around the Browns, people are willing to advertise more and people are listening more. I'm telling you, nobody out there wants the Browns to be bad. Nobody does. And for all the people that wanted, are you done? Did you get everything done? Ryan had a morning.
I had such a bad morning. Right?
That's all right. I had a rough one today myself. It's all right. It's Friday. Get to our picks here in a little bit. But you get what I'm saying, Ryan? And you're young. You're just starting your journey in this. But you'll understand that. And I get that the media has such, I don't want to get down that path, but it's got a dirty word to it. And you know why? The climate of the world that we live in. And there is unsavory reporting out there. I tell you that, man, that's on the news side. That's on the political side. And we don't deal with that. I know a lot of sports people that don't. We're just talking sports. My goal every single day to do this show is to have a lot of fun. And if you can laugh once or twice during our show, then that's it. Whether you're laughing at me, whether you're laughing at Ryan not knowing about Knight Rider, whatever it might be, that's it. And we talk sports. Now, sometimes I'm just as angry as you are. And I'm just as frustrated. Where does that come from? Because I'm a Clevelander. Strip all this other stuff away, man. I'm still a Clevelander. I'm a ride or die Clevelander. I ain't going anywhere, man. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. So I want the Browns to be good. So for all the people that wanted to jump on that about Amari, and the thing is, I understand where Amari is coming from, right? But it's that concerned me, not about him taking a shot or whatever. It's like that kind of signals to me that maybe his mind isn't right where it needs to be, or there's other things going on. And I'll also tell you this, for any player, executive, owner, anybody that tells you that they don't listen or watch or know what's going on in social media, they are liars. I don't like using that word and calling people that, but they're liars because they all do, or at least have people that do it for them. Trust me, I know that. So they watch, and I get it, because they want to see what's going on. They want to know what people are thinking about, all that kind of stuff. But for it to bleed out there kind of tells me that maybe the Browns up here isn't right. And that is what will cause you to lose this game on Sunday. When we run through the Friday report card, when we take a look at what the Raiders are bringing to the table, the Browns should have advantages in this game. They should have things. This is what's going to cost them if it's not there. And that's a job on Kevin Stefanski. That's a job on the veteran players, which Amari is, to make sure the mental is where it needs to be. And I'm not going to hit the alarm button right now. I've got no choice. I am going head first into this weekend and Sunday at 4:25, knowing I've got to beat the Las Vegas Raiders and believing that the Browns are going to. But they got to get this right. Because right now, I don't think it is.
Yeah, I just had a really dark thought.
Sure.
I mean,
dark
everybody has
dark thought Thursdays.
Everybody has their opinions on Baker, right?
Yeah.
And whether you miss him, whether you never liked him, whether you've always loved him, you've been a Baker
Corey
bro.
Kluber's podcast, by the way.
Yeah. There's no denying that he played a pivotal part in turning the franchise around. Him, Kevin Stefanski,
Undeniable.
Myles
Denzel
Garrett,
Ward, Myles Garrett, Njoku, Batonio, 1,000%.
And the play on the field with Deshaun Watson hasn't been great, but that's one thing, right? Now you're talking about, and I pray to God, this isn't a shift caused by maybe not directly Deshaun Watson, but him coming to the team, him bringing the baggage that he brought. Obviously, the play doesn't help. I hope that doesn't create a mental shift in the team's culture.
Sure. And what you got to understand is, people say this all the time about the passionate Cleveland Browns fan base and all that it literally can, and especially with the quarterback. You know, I don't watch Game of Thrones.
Oh, so good.
But wasn't there like thing where they like take them through town center or whatever? Shame. You know, whatever it is. They take them through whatever. And what I think about is, we'll take you up East 9th. And one day we're throwing tomatoes and lettuce, and we're throwing rotten food at you, and we're yelling at you and screaming up East 9th. 3 weeks later, we'll carry on our shoulders, saying you're our savior. That's what this town, that's all we've ever searched for. Now, you're right. Watson is complicated because he's had all that other stuff that has happened to him. But I would say that to any player that came to this town, like, bro, we'll love you till the day you die. You just got to give us something to love. And it's not always that you took a team to this or you did it this way. Like, there are guys that will forever be in the hearts of Cleveland that didn't take us to a championship. Everybody loves the Jonas Ilgauskas. Find me somebody that doesn't love Z, right? Like, that kind of stuff. When you ingratiate yourself to this town, you play hard, you play tough. Now, it's great if you're a good player. We will love Nick Chubb forever in this town. We will love Joel Batonio forever in this town. Joe Thomas could probably run for mayor and, I don't know, maybe win. Have we thought about that idea? You know, all that. But it's like, when you start to not understand that sometimes this fan base can be a toddler. And I got one, so I'm dealing with it. Where they're sitting there and they go, they're hitting you and slapping you and going that kind of stuff. And 5 minutes later, you're sitting on the couch, cuddled up, watching a movie. And you're like, damn it. Damn it, so I love you. It's hard. It ain't easy. But man, that's it right there. That's how this fan base can be. And I would have thought that Amari would have understood. Now, my thing is, I don't think that was a shot at the fan. Well, I guess it was, because it was the same thing. He's talking, it was in the essence of the same thing that Watson was talking about. People don't actually know what's going on that play or in the actual film room. And the thing is, we don't need to know all of that. Do you know what could have nipped this all in the bud if they would have just come out and said that was actually supposed to go there? And now, would if people have ripped Deshaun Watson? Yeah, maybe. But if, Ryan, think about that. Wednesday, he comes out. Hey, what happened on that play? You know what? There's a guy in the flat. I should have thrown it to him. I didn't. That was a mistake. I got to be better. We're done. We're moving on. Not the you don't know football and film breakdown Twitter people and all that. If he had just come out and frankly, taken a little bit on, bitten the bullet, so to speak, we'll be having this conversation right now. We talked about it now for 20 minutes, okay? And we got to get ready for this game coming up. But I'll tell you this. I do think I would love to say the statement that this is overblown, that they're making a mountain out of a molehill and it's nothing. But I can't believe that. Which is hard. Because when things are down right now, what happens? People start to turn on one another. When the chips are down, when you start to get frustrated, it's every man for themselves. And they're going to start bing, 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 point fingers, bing, 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 this guy, that guy, it's not my fault. It's that guy's fault. Not my fault, their fault. We can't get there. Because when you get there, the season's over. If you're going to get to that point where it's self-preservation, and I've worked a lot with Gerard Cherry, and Gerard, 3 Super Bowls, played a lot in the NFL. He said the one thing you got to have is self-sacrifice. You have got to self-sacrifice for the team. Maybe it's on the money side of things, it's playing through injury, all that. But when you start to get to self-preservation, you got real problems. And I don't think the Browns are there yet. But God bless, do we need a win on Sunday? You have got to get a win Sunday to turn this thing. I think you're teetering. I think you're on a really kind of shady part right now about where this team is going to go and how it's going to play out. You got to get a win Sunday. And I think they're going to do it. I really do. We'll get to our picks later. I'm picking the Browns. I love it. There's a lot of fans going out there. Super excited. We'll get after it. Other news from yesterday as well. Sounds like good news on Shed Wilson. Everybody goes, is that really good news? He's not that hurt. Came back clean. We'll get Conklin. They'll figure it out. And the thing is, I get that Jed had a rough game. And people are sitting there saying, is it really all that good? It's good news that he wasn't that injured. Okay, I know, again, he's not playing all that well, and you can get upset about it, you get frustrated about it. It's good that he's an option, because you need him to be an option. He is an option for right now. I still think it's going to be Conklin for Sunday, and that'll be played out right there. But that's pretty much it. Sounds David Njoku back. I pulled some numbers on the Raiders against tight ends. They're towards the bottom of the league in yardage. It's 3 games. Calm down. But they've not given up a touchdown to a tight end yet this year.
Interesting.
Think that breaks on Sunday?
No.
Think 2 tight end touchdown game, Bowers and Njoku?
No.
You're big on Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers, yes.
Yeah, so we're getting Njoku back, which I think is a help. Ford cropped up on the injury report, but we'll fight through it. That's pretty much it. I know I didn't want to talk about the Ken Dorsey thing because people think that's a smoking gun about that play. Frankly, Ryan, I want to just jettison that play from my memory. It's over. Get better. Move on forward. It's exactly what we're going to do. Let's get ready for the Raiders' little Friday report card.
I know, isn't that beautiful?
Is Minshew Mania still a thing? Is that still a thing?
Yes.
That handlebar, man. The handlebar.
Didn't have our normal Friday report card music ready. It's been a morning.
That's fine. We're ready to go. Here we go. 1 and 2 QBR. Well, Gardner Minshew. Did you see those stats?
Look at that completion percentage.
Well, did you see? Oh God, I should have saved the tweet. They compared Gardner Minshew to Trevor Lawrence in careers. Yeah. Lawrence has more yardage. Minshew has more touchdowns, less interceptions, a higher QBR, and more wins.
Well, he quite literally has almost the exact same resume as Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Like legit. 1 playoff appearance.
That's Gardner Minshew, man.
And I'm saying, it's crazy.
So the thing is, what I also want people to understand getting ready to go for this game on Sunday, don't get wrapped up on the him running thing. You know what I mean? I know he did that against the Colts, And that was a shootout type of game, and you had to kind of sit there and watch about what he was doing. But through 3 games, here's Gardner Minshew's stats through 3. Again, you got the high completion percentage, 73 and all that kind of stuff. As far as rushing, though, goes, he only has 7 carries for 18 yards. 7 carries, that's him running away from a sack. Like, he's not running the football. When he was in Jacksonville, he finished that season with 67 carries. A year ago in 17 games, he finished with 34 carries, 3 touchdowns. 2 of them came against the Browns. So what I want people to understand is you have this vision of Gardner Minshew being some kind of running quarterback. And I'm not saying that he can't evade pressure or he can't get out, but you got to understand coming into Sunday, don't think of him some dual threat type of quarterback. He's not. He was running because he had to. You need to stop him through the air, and you got the one thing right there.
There you go.
Thank you. 74% completion percentage. Now, let me do some quick math here on this.
I was gonna say, I wonder.
Well, no, I can do. Wait. Not. I'm an idiot. I can do that math. 33 attempts through 3 games per game. He has 99 attempts, 3 games, 33 a game. He's not doing that throwing 18 times a game.
Right.
He's being accurate while still throwing to a 7.5 yard per average or yard on average completion. These aren't dink and dunk things. He's finding guys. And we'll get to the rest of the offense in a minute with Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers and all that kind of stuff. But you got to circle that. It's not his running to me. It is the completion percentage that you got to watch for him. He's been sacked 11 times through 3 games, so you should have an opportunity. I think there's 3 sacks for the Browns on Sunday. I really do. Even with Miles being banged up, I think there's 3 sack opportunities for the Browns. That comes back to the dynamic of this game, too. Can you get out to a lead, right? They had to come back on Baltimore, right? And then, who are their other 2 losses?
Carolina and the Chargers.
Well, they basically got smoked by the Chargers. It was only 22-10.
In Carolina.
And then Carolina, but again, weren't they down for the majority of that game? That's right. They had to score 2 touchdowns in the 4th quarter. So that was going to be my point. They are a team that is going to let you get out to a lead. And I'd love to have a double-digit lead going to halftime. Of course I would. But that's my other thing coming back to the completion percentage. He had to throw a lot in those games because they were down. It's frankly because they cannot run the football. They have a pieced-together offensive line. They've changed a lot of things on that O-line. Zamir White has not been near a replacement for Josh Jacobs. That is your one thing to do, is throwing the football. Now, the problem is you're going to have them throw a lot when you have Myles Garrett being banged up. You know who I'm going to look at then? Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome, and that secondary. Did you see what Jim Schwartz said yesterday about Denzel Ward? So he was asked the question, why don't you just have Denzel shadow Malik Neighbors? And Schwartz basically said, we play right and left. He goes, I will deviate from that. And there are times where I'm just going to put Denzel Ward on Malik Neighbors. You got a 3rd and 6 coming up on Sunday. 4th quarter, you're up by a score or something. It's 3rd and 6. I damn well better see Denzel Ward on Devontae Adams. I don't care what side he lines up in. But Schwartz was right in me paraphrasing his explanation. When you do that, it's easier for the offense to understand what you're running, because then they're going to know, is this man or, man zone, things like that with all the motion, which is another kind of thing, not to get too down in the weeds about the Browns offense. Their lack of motion and pre-play, pre-snap movement, it's skyrocketed in the NFL, and the Browns still seem to be in the Stone Age for some reason. But anyway, I get where Jim Schwartz was talking about. He goes, if we keep flipping him, that actually gives a tell to the offense. Now, you can't do that. That's not a hard, fast, written-in-stone rule, but it's something I'm going to watch for on Sunday. I think they're going to throw. When I look at the Raiders, their way to win is to throw. Their best offensive players are their skill positions, not at running back. And especially if Myles Garrett is banged up, that is going to lend towards throwing. Sunday's going to be big for the corners, man. It's going to be big for that secondary. Get some pressure on Gardner Minshew, and that's it for there. Again, only 3 interceptions, so I think you got a chance for a couple sacks, maybe a pick. That'd be nice. You flip it over for Deshaun Watson. I mean, we know where he's at. And you will get throws on Sunday that I talk on. I go, that's it. My shift for Sunday is, can we put some things together? Ryan, I'm shooting from the hip here, but tell me if I'm off base on this.
Okay.
Through 3 games,
Yes.
Have you seen the Browns go back-to-back drives where you go, we're clicking? Can I just get that once?
Probably would have won a game.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, man, I was trying to go back to the Jacksonville game clearly because we won.
The opening drive.
There was a third quarter drive against Dallas to try to get back into that game that you were like, all right, we're humming here. They had a couple of drives early in the Jacksonville game, and then kind of the same thing with the Giants game. Your best drive was coming out of half and turning things around a little bit there. But, like, can we just get some back-to-back drives? Can we get a little continuity going with this offense? And I think it comes back to completion percentage. What's Watson doing? I'm going to need him to throw, too. He's going to have to throw in this game. We'll talk about the Raiders' defense here in a second, but still, it's going to be a lot on the quarterbacks. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Long story short, Gardner Minshew's better than Deshaun Watson. Next.
Can't be. We cannot be. That is exactly where we're at. All right, next up, head coach Antonio Pierce. I'm a fan of, but he is not a two-time NFL Coach of the Year. And I will also look at it and say this. I know he's making defensive calls there, but I will always lean towards having an offensive-minded head coach. So we go Kevin Stefanski here. That's no shade thrown at Antonio Pierce. It's just he hadn't been on the job very long.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything to add to that.
That's fine. Next up, wide receivers.
Not
Here we
even
go. So this one, we talked about a little yesterday, but you got to factor in Brocklyn Bowers. I don't know if that's actually his name or if it's just Brock. You got to factor in Brock Bowers, who comes in ranked as the third highest graded tight end in the NFL. You start with Devontae Adams. Throw the numbers out the window. He is an elite wide receiver, and he will be. Now, a guy you have discussed a lot about as their slot guy is Jacoby Myers.
He's a dog.
He is a dog. We know him probably from New England, most likely, is his time. And then the other guy is Trey Tucker. Now, the thing you got to watch about Trey Tucker
Hey, that's
is...
my boy, bro.
What's that?
Cincy Bearcat.
Trey Tucker?
CBCA alum.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
There you go. Dude, he's fast.
He's fast.
really fast.
He's very
and
fast.
watch him on the kickoff return. Bubba Ventrone said that yesterday. On one of his kickoff returns, they clocked him at a 4.24 on the field in pads running from other guys.
I was at his pro day.
Woo! Speed.
He's fast.
He's
him and Tyler Scott were both went to Cincinnati. They were the fastest wide receiver duo in FBS.
Very fast. So you're going to have to watch Tucker on this thing, too. And then again, Brock Bowers coming in. Slow start to his career, but still, I mean, he's elite in a lot of different areas. So when you think about it, Devontae Adams is the best wide receiver on this field. Then I would maybe say Amari. It definitely is Amari. But then you're like, I would think Jerry Jeudy over Jacoby Myers.
No.
But then, really?
No.
Really?
No.
Explain
You're
yourself.
basing that off of where he was drafted. What has he shown you that he's better than Jacoby Myers right now?
I think they're in the same conversation, but I would lean towards Jerry Jeudy.
No.
All right, Jacoby
Until I
Myers.
see it, no.
And then I think Njoku and Bowers are about a wash there. So we lean towards you're a big
Bowers
Brock
is better.
Bowers guy. You're
Brock
a
Bowers
big
is
Brock
better.
Bowers
Let's
guy.
be real.
Can I see more than
let's
3
be real.
games?
Brock
Can we
Bowers
see
is better than David Njoku. It's no shade to Njoku. He's ascended to a great tight end.
Brock Bowers through 3 games.
Brock Bowers in 2 years will be the best tight end in the league.
65 yards a game. Does not have a touchdown yet. 18 grabs, $197, 11 yards a catch for Brock Bowers.
He's him.
It's not a bad start, but let me see a little bit more. He doesn't even have a touchdown. Do you want to know something that's really interesting about Brock Bowers? He has, of his 109, basically 200 yards, 81 of them are after the catch.
Yeah, bro, nobody can
yards
tackle
after the
him.
catch. Like, you're going to have to watch it. You're going to have to
tackling
get
that, man.
Bowers down. Going to have to do it. So we lean towards the wide receiver there for Vegas, but we'll see. Running back.
Zamir White's poop.
Dude, he's so bad. And I feel bad because, like, I guess I don't really care. He is the worst running back in the NFL on PFF, without a doubt.
And then what do you turn it to? Alexander Madison? No thanks.
No, yeah, their running game is bad, and it's mostly because the offensive line is also not great. But thank God Josh Jacobs got the hell out of there. I'm sure he's very happy not be there. Even with the Browns being decimated there, this is very clearly running back for Deontay Foreman. You take them over Zamir White every single day of the week.
Yes, sir.
Next up, offensive line. So we know the Browns. Let me introduce you to the Raiders' offensive line. Their best line, well, you could go back and forth. Their left tackle is Colton Miller. He's been there for a long time, former first-round pick. He's a top 20 tackle in the NFL. Then they're going to have to fill in Andrus Peat, who's there. I remember him from the Saints all the way back in the day. Their center's Andre James. He's fine. Honestly, their best lineman grading out is Dylan Parham, who is their right guard. And then their other tackle is old Ohio State friend, Thayer Munford over there. The thing is, if Miles is banged up, you're going to give the edge to Colt Miller in that. He's a solid tackle. And then I'm going to look and say, where can you find your pass rush? And it might have to come right back to Miller. You might have to be shooting that left guard, that center there with James, Dalvin Tomlinson, I can't remember the
Shelby Harris.
No, not Shelby. Quentin Jefferson.
Jefferson.
Wait, one of them didn't go on IR? Oh, Mo Hurst did.
Mo Hurst.
Yeah. So you're going to need your D tackles to step up and get there on the offensive line. For the Browns, I'm assuming it's going to be Conklin, Bitonio, Postic, Zach Zinter, and then DeJuan Jones. And we'll talk about the defense here in a second coming up. Because do you know what side Max Crosby comes from more often than not?
The right.
That'd be DeJuan Jones.
Well, his left.
Right. The left of the defense, right?
Our right, his left.
Our right, his left. No, not that right, the other right. What a game for DeJuan Jones. And whether this is the knee, whether this is a mental thing, like, dude, you got one of the biggest challenges you have with Max Crosby. Can I give you a thought that I had getting ready for this?
If you have to.
It's not a good one, but here's your thought. At least Watson will see him coming. If he's going to rush off the right, at least you're going to see him coming. I don't think that makes anybody feel good, but I just thought about that. Usually pass rushers go up against the left there, but he's going to be coming off the right a little bit, so we gave it to the Browns O-line there. Defense is still us because truly, and I tell you this defense is two guys. That is Christian Wilkins. That is Max Crosby. That's it. We start at the D-line. Obviously, Crosby, who is battling an ankle injury there. Christian Wilkins, their big free agent signing there at the D-tackle. Adam Butler's their other D-tackle. But let's go to the other side. Janarius Robinson. He's their other tackle, or other DN going up against Jack Conklin. Bro, he's one of the worst edge defenders in the NFL. To the secondary, Jack Jones is one corner. I had high thoughts for him, not great. Jacorian Bennett's their other corner. He's not great. Travian Mahoring, TCU safeties, one of the guys, not great. I like Robert Spillane a lot, the linebacker, but he doesn't grade out all that well. Overall, and it's going to be rare that we find defenses, at least when we should be playing as well as we should, that beat us, and I will tell you very much it's not the Raiders. They come out as the 30th overall worst defense. They're actually worse at stopping the run. They're like 28th in that, somewhere around 2021 for passing yardage. So it should be pretty balanced on how you can attack. The problem is the Browns rank in the 20th in all our offensive things. There should not be much to be worried about outside of Christian Wilkins and Max Crosby.
Yeah, another game that Deshaun Watson should be able to throw the ball around a little, get right, but I said that about the Giants, so I can't predict that he's going to do that.
That's fair enough.
But if you're going to do it, this is a team that you can do it.
All right, let's head over to ESPN. Our matchup, Browns-Raiders, storylines for each side, stat to know, bold prediction, a little betting nugget, and we'll run through some injuries as well as we go. Browns storyline to watch from Daniel Oifusi. Offensive line, as we know, crisis mode in week 3. Teller out, Jed Wills out, and we'll see about James Hudson. Teller was placed on injured reserve, and there's still uncertainty about which of the team's offensive tackles will still be available. The offensive line has allowed league-high 16 sacks this season, and they will have their hands full against a Raiders pass rush who ranks 3rd in the NFL at a 55% pass rush win rate. That's a lot with Max Crosby. That's a lot with Christian Wilkins. Gonna be that. You flip it over for the Raiders. Their storyline from Paul Gutierrez is Max Crosby. He's got an injured left ankle, and we'll see. He's been limited. He's gonna play. We talked to Q yesterday, and he's like, he and Miles are kind of the same. They're gonna get out there. What you get out of them will remain to be seen. Talking about the passing attack for the Raiders, though. They have the league's 4th-ranked passing attack at 734 yards, but the worst ground game in the NFL. Through 3 games, they only have 153 rushing yards, a 2.8 yards per carry average. You would like to think it's more balanced, and maybe they try to run the ball on us, but I don't think so. I think they're going to come out Minshew throwing it 35 times in this game. That's going to be their recipe for success. They cannot run the football. Their offensive line is not very good at it, but they can pass protect a little bit. So that's where I think this game for the Raiders is going to be one to watch for their throwing. Stat to know, I'm not bringing up this Deshaun Watson QBR. It's ass. Okay, that's fine. Bold prediction from Seth Walder. Take this for your betting. He believes that Trey Tucker will catch at least a 35-yard pass. He said, no team runs less too high coverage than the Browns, which should give the speedster Trey Tucker a lot of deep fades and go routes. The Raiders need to connect on one just to potentially go change the game there. So I don't know if you can get a Trey Tucker prop on that to go over for his longest catch, but it sounds like Seth Walder likes that one very much. We go to injuries. We know Davante Adams popped up with a hamstring. He was limited yesterday. Crosby did not practice yesterday with his ankle, so we'll see about that. Other than that, Divine Diablo, who's one of their linebackers, he didn't practice on Wednesday, so we'll keep our eye out for that. Thayer Munford left the game against the Panthers on Sunday, but it sounds like he's going to be good to go. And one of their safety, Marcus Epps, went on injured reserve this week, so not much to worry about there. I obviously very much so would tell you that we are much more injured. And I know, again, you kind of like take Crosby and Miles out of it. Davante Adams with the hamstring, at least he was limited. Browns have a lot more injuries than the Raiders. They're not dealing with too many. We got quite a few on our other side of things here as well. Over to ESPN, Fantasy X Factor will be the Raiders Davante Adams. He's averaged 9 targets and 22 fantasy points per game, and he should stay busy against a Cleveland secondary right after Malik Neighbors dropped 28 points on us last week in a fantasy setup. This could set up for some big plays there for him. Betting nugget. Overs are 8-1 in Browns road games since the start of last season. Do you like a shootout here?
No.
No?
No.
No?
No.
FPI prediction. 51% to the Browns. They think that they're going to win by 0.3 points. That's how close they think this game is going to be. It's going to be a tough one, man. I don't know what else to tell you. This is exactly where we're at. All right, speaking of tough ones, let's get to it. Our picks for the weekend. Let's go around the league. Oh, every time I see that Garage Beer logo, man, just makes me want to.
You thirsty?
Oh, I'd die for one right now. Nice ice cold, frosty Garage Beer for the weekend. That's how you roll. All right, so here's how we roll around the league last night. Dallas Giants, that damn hook.
Sorry.
It'll do you in.
Shut up at the Giants.
Do you in. Ryan wins. I lose on Dallas. First ones of the night. We'll run through our slate. Coming into this week, I am 10 games above 500. An easy 28-18-2 on the year. Ryan, right about 500. You are 21-25-2 as we enter week 4 action. But again, you just picked a game up on me from last night. I didn't even include those in our numbers for last night. Recap Thursday Night Football quick. Kind of impressed with the Giants. Now, the thing is, did you watch that game and just go, this is not the same Dallas team that we thought? Like, it was fun to watch CD and Malik at times just kind of go back and forth. But then it's almost like somebody slammed the brakes on in this game. You know what I mean? Like, the second half was kind of boring. And, like, I know he got the interception late, but it was a close game. But was it a good game? There were penalties out in that game.
Bro, Al Michaels was so grumpy.
Bro, he
was so grumpy. He wanted to go home.
I've said that. I don't mean to disrespect like one of the legends, one of the GOATs, but he has just lost his fastball in the worst way. Like there's things that I watch happen sitting on my TV, and he doesn't even like make mention of it, or like doesn't he? I'm like, they were like debating this penalty, and I was like, it was right there. Like, what do you mean? You didn't see that happen, or you didn't see what happened here? Like, and poor Kirk is just trying to like carry on. Whatever. I would say not a great game last night. What?
I'm gonna try and find this tweet I saw yesterday that made me shit myself. Hold up, you keep going.
About Al Michaels?
Yeah, it was the funniest thing I've ever read in my life.
I read a little more into Dallas again than when I saw it was a really bad game, but the Giants show me a little bit more. I don't think it changes or qualifies anything for me going back to Sunday's game against the Browns, but like Giants shown something, and they believe a lot in Danny Dimes. There's a lot of reports coming out that he might actually be getting back to form. I'll tell you this though, man. You don't have Wan'Dale Robinson, or if he's available in your fantasy leagues, you go pick that guy up, man. Yeah. Especially if Malik Neighbors going to be out, you go pick up Wan'Dale Robinson.
The tweet was, Al Michaels, I want to beat every referee to death with a hammer. Kirk Herbstreit. Devin Singletary went to Florida Atlantic University. Like, it's such the dichotomy.
He was an angry elf. last night is exactly what happened to Old Alm there. But, hey, man, I cash those checks, man. You just keep doing what you're doing there. All right, we kick things off 1 o'clock. A pretty interesting battle down there in the dirty South. It is the New Orleans Saints heading on over to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Kirk Cousins. I have the Falcons as a 2.5 home point favorite. Derek Carr has faced the Falcons 3 times in his career, winning and covering his only game ever in Atlanta. That was last season. He's also, but outside of that, 0-2 straight up and against the spread. I'm sorry, flip that around. At home, he won. In his 2 games at Atlanta, he is 0-2 straight up and against the spread. On the road, Derek Carr, not good. 23-35-2 against the spread on the road since 2017, making him the least profitable road quarterback in the past 7 years. Dating back to last year, Carr has covered his last 2 road games, but he's not covered 3 straight road games in 4 years. Over the last 5 seasons to Kirk Cousins we go. Indoor games, he is just 14-26 against the spread, which is crazy that he was in Minnesota for that long. And including his last 10 games indoors, he is just 1-9 against the spread. The Saints were tied for the third team since the merger to score 44 points in 3 straight games. But now they had to come back and down to what happened against Dallas last week. Eagles, excuse me. And he struggled in his career facing a defense allowing 21 points or more. In games against defenses allowing more than 21 points per game, he's even on the spread. So you would think he'd throw up a lot of points against a bad defense. He doesn't do that. As far as the Saints defense goes, they've allowed under 20 points in 7 of their last 8 games dating back to last season. They're the 6th best defense in EPA per play this year and 5th best in success rate. Since 2018, the Saints have been a much better road team versus home team. The Saints overall just 22-32 at home, but they are 33-19-1 against the spread, either on the road or neutral. The under is now cashed in 9 consecutive starts by Kirk Cousins, dating back to last season. So overall, I kind of like the under in this game, but we got the Falcons minus 2.5 taking on the Saints. Let me see if I can get you a few more nuggets here if you want them. Atlanta's offensive line dealing with some injuries. The Saints are also dealing with injuries on their offensive line. I think they lost their right tackle for a couple of weeks here coming up as well. Overall, New Orleans is just 2-4 against the spread their last 6 games against Atlanta, but they're 4-1 straight up. There are a lot of favors in those. New Orleans is 5-1 straight up their last 6 games on the road at Atlanta. Falcons 1-5. Oh yeah, I just mentioned that. All right, 2.5 there for the Falcons. I'm going to take Atlanta. I think if it's a low-scoring game like I think it might be, I think that's going to lend towards Atlanta. God, I forgot about Alvin Kamara. Atlanta. Ryan.
All right, I'm going New Orleans.
All right. I kind of actually really like New Orleans there, but we'll live and die with it. Next up, the Colts the Colts at home welcoming the Steelers to town. Justin Fields and crew off to the shocking 3-0 start. Can they make it 4-0? They are road favorites, 1.5 points against, would you say, the reeling Indianapolis Colts? I feel like a little turbulent over there for Shane Steichen and crew.
Yeah, 1-2. Anthony Richardson's not playing well.
Steelers are obviously 1-2 teams to not only be this season undefeated, but also be 3-0, covering in all 3 of their games. This is the 4th time since 1999 that Pittsburgh is 3-0 while covering all 3 of those games. Mike Tomlin road unders have been a solid route. In his career, the under hits 58% of the time on road games from Mike Tomlin. That is the best in his career as coaching of any other coach. They did play last year, and the Colts kind of smoked Pittsburgh 30-13. But historically, the Steelers have dominated. They're 8-1 straight up in their last 9 games against Indy, including 22-4 An all-time 26-7 for the Steelers against the Colts. The Steelers have just 75 pass attempts this season and are still 3-0. That's the fewest pass attempts by a 3-0 starting team since the 2018 Dolphins. And before that, the 2010 Pittsburgh Steelers. So I kind of look at that and I say, you're eventually going to have to throw the football. And I know they're maybe protecting Justin Fields a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. Teams to open as the underdog and close as the favorite, which again, keep this for the Browns. Browns open as the favorite, they're now the dog. Colts open as the favorite, and now they're the dog. Teams to open as underdogs and close as the favorite have historically struggled to cover that number. They are 71-99 against the spread since 2018, failing to cover by an average of 2 points. So what does that tell you? Again, teams that open as the dog and close as the favorite. That's not good for the Steelers. That's not good for the Las Vegas Raiders, but we'll get to that a little bit. The Colts have held the ball time of possession for an average of 21 minutes across their first 3 games. That is the lowest mark in the NFL. It's a lot of 3-and-outs, a lot of things going on with Anthony Richardson there. Through 3 weeks, Richardson is completing just 49% of his passes. Only quarterbacks under 50% with at least 5 pass attempts. Richardson is the 23rd quarterback since 2003 to be under 50% through 3 games. He joins Kerry Collins and Ryan Leaf on that list, not a list that you want to be on that. All right, 1.5 for the Steelers on the road. I think it comes to an end. Give me the Colts in this one.
All right, I'm going Pittsburgh,
All right.
baby.
I keep telling myself, don't sell those guys short, and I think I keep doing it over and over and over again. We'll see how it goes on that one. All right, next up, we have the Jags. Oh, the lowly Jags. Traveling to take on the Houston Texans, who are still 2-1, Ryan, but don't you feel a little different about Houston all of a sudden after last week?
Yeah, I wonder if that's more Minnesota, but then again, they got blown out.
Maybe.
And Tank Dell, I don't think is playing either.
Yeah, there are, right, they have a lot of injuries. Nico Collins on that injury list too, so it's coming up here for Houston. For the Jacksonville Jaguars all week, it's been Doug Peterson fired and give the job to Bill Belichick now, and Trevor Lawrence sucks and all that other kind of stuff. Can they rally and get it done? Texans 6-point home favorites on this one. In Trevor Lawrence's career, he is just 4-8 against the spread against the Texans and the Titans. He beats up on the Colts. He's 5-1 as far as division goes, but he is just 2-4 against each, the Texans and the Titans. This will be Trevor Lawrence's 6th career game on short rest. In those games prior, he is 3-2 straight up and against the spread in the previous 5 games, covering by an average of 5.5 points on short rest. For the first time since 2012, the Texans opened the season being favored in their first 4 games. However, in 2012, they were favored in their first 8 games of the season. I don't think they'll get quite there. C.J. Stroud, 20 starts in the NFL. He is 6-3 against the spread as a dog, but just 3-8 against the spread as a favorite. When he's favored by 3 points or more, again 6 here, he is just 2-6 against the spread in the NFL. In his 4 home games, when he's favored by more than 3, his defense has allowed a total of just 12 points per game. So think about that. Defense shutting it down, and he doesn't show up to cover when he's a home favorite. Keep that in mind. Of course, Trevor Lawrence lost 8 consecutive starts dating back to November of last season, including 4 straight as the favorite and 5 straight starts as an underdog. So in that stretch, he had 4 as the favorite, 5 as the dog, and he's lost all of them at that point right now. Let's see if we got anything else. Jacksonville on a 5-game road losing streak. They are just 2-10 straight up their last 12 games against the Texans and 4-8 covering in those last 12 as well. Houston 8-2 straight up in their last 10 games at home. Houston will win this game.
But will they win by 6?
No, they will not. Jacksonville.
Give me Houston.
All right.
I'm either
You're
gonna
catch up to me pretty big here, or it's going to be a bad week for one Matt Fontana. Better week for the Packers. We getting Jordan Love back for this game? Kind of sounds like it. Maybe. Packers a 2.5-point home favorite, which I think is Vegas telling you Jordan Love is going to play in this game against the upstart Minnesota Vikings. For the Vikings, sounds like they're going to get Jordan Addison back. Of course, Justin Jefferson had that thigh injury, but he's kind of fought through it. Let's see what we got with the Packers being a 2.5-point home favorite against the Vikings. Packers and Vikings are 4-4 against the spread against each other since 2020. They are 8-8 against the spread since 2016, and since 2013, the Packers and the Vikings are 11-11 against one another.
That's a rivalry.
Against the spread. Matt LaFleur in his career is 6-4 against the spread against the Vikings. He's also been pretty good against the division. Matt LaFleur is 19-11 against the spread against divisional opponents, including 10-5 against the spread at home against his own division. Vikings coming in with Brian Flores and that defense. They're already talking about he's just going to walk into a head coaching job. They are third in the NFL in EPA play, number 1 in total quarterback pressures, first in sacks, and have only allowed 2 passing touchdowns with 5 interceptions. They are the first team since the 2001 Buccaneers that people hold as one of the better defenses you've ever seen to have 5 sacks in each of their first 3 games.
Wow,
what
impressive.
a stretch that has been. How about Sam Darnold? Here's how he entered the 2024 season, where now he is 3-0 and covered. He came in only 21-35 straight up as a starter. As a dog, 10 games under 500. He was only 5-9 straight up as a favorite and 9-19 on the road. Since then, 3-0 straight up and against the spread. He's won both as a favorite and an underdog, and obviously they're on the road. Darnold has played 7 career games on a 2 or game more win streak, but he's only 3-5 straight up in the games after that. Packers 2.5 here. It's got to be the Vikings, right?
I think I'm leaning Vikings.
Let's agree on one finally. That's one that Vegas, like, they want you to take. You know what I mean? Like, they're leaning. They're like, please take Minnesota. I'll take Minnesota. What are you saying?
I don't want to bet against my I don't want to say my Packers. That makes it sound like I'm a Packers fan. If I had to pick an NFC
They just
team,
got to cover. They just got to cover.
if I had to pick an NFC team to be a fan of, that would be the Packers. But
Fair enough.
Jordan Love, first game back after an injury. Sam Darnold is balling out. That defense is right now the best in the league. In Minnesota, right?
No, it's in Lambeau.
Oh, it's in Lambeau. Oh,
It's
give me
in Lambeau.
Packers. Sam Darnold's not that good.
It's in Lambeau. That's why. It's like basically a pick 'em here at 2.5 because you
Packers,
get the home 3 there. That's pretty much where this is at going on that one. I'm trying to see Green Bay's defense alone, they forced 9 turnovers already and are lead against the run. Darnold has to face 3rd and longs all game. It could be long. I talked about LaFleur owning the NFC North, all that. That's pretty much what we got. All right, next up, the Bengals traveling to take on old friend and Dalton. There we go, down in Carolina, but the 0-3 Bengals need it bad. I thought this spread would be higher. I really did. Hey, can I pause everything for just a second? This is related to this. Do you care about public money?
I tell myself no.
Okay, because when
But
I
I can't
used
help
to
but
do
care about
this,
it.
I used to pull up the public money.
I do believe Vegas is rigged, so maybe I do.
Do you want me to tell you the public money?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to start doing that as part of our preparation. So I'll start right now. The line opened at 6.5. It is down to 4.5, mostly because the Carolina Panthers, Andy Dalton, people are believing. But Ryan, 70% of public money is on the Cincinnati Bengals to cover that 4.5 on the road against Carolina. The Bengals would be the 8th team in the last decade to be a road favorite in their 4th game of the year after starting 0-3. So again, last 10 years, there have been 8 teams to start the season 0-3 and still be a road favorite in their 4th game. Those teams are 8-0 in those games, covering 5-1-2 in those. So
Wow.
again, 0-3, 4th game road favorite. Last decade, those teams are undefeated and have covered 5 of those games. 2 pushes and a loss. Slam the Bengals? Hold on. We'll see in a second. Andy Dalton facing his former team where he spent 9 seasons in Cincinnati. In Cincinnati, he was 70-60-6 against the spread, the most profitable of his career for Andy Dalton. Now, he could be on his way that with Carolina, we'll see. In Week 3, Bengals played on extended rest with their Monday Night Football game, but now on short rest after playing on Monday. In short rest, Joe Burrow is 5-3 against the spread, but he was 0-2 straight up and against the spread last year when playing on short rest. In his career, Joe Burrow has been a road warrior, 22-11 against the spread on the road or a neutral site. When he is closed as more than a 3-point favorite on the road, he is 7-3 against the spread in his career. These Andy Dalton stats, it's one game. I mean, take that for what it is, but we'll see how it goes with our 4.5 there. In his career, Andy Dalton, since 2021, is just 6-9 against the spread as an underdog. So there you go. Ryan, anything else you want to go? Bengals, Panthers, Bengals 4.5-point road favorites.
I will never be betting my least favorite team in the NFL. Give me the Panthers.
Wow.
I don't care about history.
I'll take Cincy.
Bengals suck.
Cincy's are coming back. They're going to come back.
Dude, Jamal, can we talk about this?
You can talk about whatever you want.
I've said this on the show before that I already don't like the Bengals.
Sure.
Jamar Chase, and you disagree with me on this, I think, is one of the most hard to root for players ever. I find him so unlikable the way he talks. It's mind-boggling. Did you?
Sure, yeah.
He's like, it's hard. I saw yesterday. He's like, oh, it's hard to score in the red zone when you're getting the Megatron treatment. Like, bro, you are not Calvin Johnson. Slow your roll.
I guess. I mean, the thing is, he had that meteoric rise. Like, he started out that way, but it's like, dude, he's not there anymore.
Justin Jefferson clears him.
Oh, yeah, Justin Jefferson's better than him, but I still think Jamar Chase is...
I'm not saying he's not good.
I still think he's like the third best wide receiver.
I'm not saying he's not.
No, I get what you're talking about. You're talking about
I'm just saying he's annoying
you don't
as
like
hell.
You don't like his personality.
No,
that's fine. That's fine. I am not going to for that. You can like whoever you want. I don't know. How much do you like Matt Stafford, Caleb Williams? So what we got 1 o'clock there at Soldier Field. It is the Bears, the customary 3-point home favorite. This seems like a trap. Should that not be less than that?
So what is it?
3 for the Bears. It's the Rams. I know the Rams are hurt, but like, I actually thought the Rams might be a road favorite here. I swear to God. And I'm not trying to tip my pick on this one, but that was one that I was like, okay, maybe an opportunity to pick up some credits here. We'll see how it goes. Public money, 77% of it is on the Rams. So I'm not the only one that thinks that. Lined open at 1.5. It is now up to 3. Matt Stafford's first trip back to Chicago since he joined the Rams after he was with the Lions for so long. So it's his first one back there. Rams are coming off the massive comeback against the 49ers. Their 14-point comeback was their largest since 2012, breaking a 59-game streak when they were down 14 to come back and win. I wanted to see... It's all last week. I wanted to find a Stafford one about him versus the Bears. I actually don't have it, which is kind of interesting. Man, this is all stuff about last week. I guess thing to watch, Rams O-line. Stafford's been sacked 10 times in their first 3 games. That's the most through week 3 in his career. Rams are last in the NFL in pass blocking, according to PFF, and he's been pressured on 29 dropbacks. Second most in the NFL, only ahead of Deshaun Watson. Dude, Deshaun Watson, 45 pressures. Matt Stafford's second at 29. There's a gap to be had there. Let me see if I can get you. All right, Rams are 8-3 against the spread their last 11. 4-2 against the spread their last 6 against Chicago, and that is also straight up. Rams not great on the road, though. 5-14 straight up in their last 19 games on the road. For the Bears, they're on a 6-game home winning streak, which should tell you something. And again, they've kind of owned the Rams. I've got the Bears -3. I'm going to take the Rams in this one.
Yes, I will too.
I'm taking the Rams.
I'm with you.
LA Rams it is. All right, the Jets, one of the largest favorites of the week 7 as they welcome in Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos. This might be a butt
Another
whooping.
Nathaniel Hackett.
Revenge tour.
game, huh?
And you know how Aaron Rodgers handles that. One of our closer public money, 60-40 public money on the side of the Jets in this one. Let's start. Aaron Rodgers coming off extended rest on Thursday Night Football. He is 31-20-2 in his career. A coverage percentage is 61 on extended rest, making him the 5th most profitable quarterback in that time. And he's also 16-9-2 against the spread at home on extended rest. The Jets are only the 3rd team in the last 80 years to play their first 3 games of a season within an 11-day span. Previous teams are the 18 Jets and the 2013 Eagles. The thing is, the Jets are the only team out of that group to post a winning record through that. Those other teams, Jets finished 4-12 on the year. Eagles finished 10-7. This will be the 5th time that Aaron Rodgers has faced Sean Payton. In his career, Rodgers has not played Sean Payton well. Sean Payton's 4-1 in his career against Rodgers, covering 3 of those 5 games. I guess, how much do you care about Aaron Rodgers versus rookie quarterbacks? You want this one?
Sure.
Rodgers is 15-6 in his career straight up against rookie quarterbacks. He's won 7 straight starts against rookies. Again, I know that's quarterback v. quarterback, but still probably puts up enough points on that one. Rodgers is now technically 3-1 against the spread as the starting quarterback for the Jets. He started that game, but didn't do that. Didn't finish it out. Talked about Nathaniel Hackett there. Fine. Broncos are already 2-0 against the spread on the road this season. In his career, Sean Payton is 20 games above 500 against the spread on the road or at a neutral site. When Sean Payton's teams are dogs in either September or October, they are 30-13-1 against the spread. Jets 7.5, opened at 6. Oh no, it stayed solid at 7.5. I'll let you go first on this one.
This one's tough. Rookie quarterback against that Jets defense. But 7.5. If it was 6.5, I'd feel more comfortable, obviously. This is in MetLife?
Yes. Do it.
Give me the Broncos.
What?
Give me the Broncos.
No.
Give me the Broncos.
Jets.
I'm either going to fall. I'm either going to have an insurmountable gap to regain my lead on you, or not that I ever had it this year, or I'm going to beat you.
I mean, then welcome to how it goes. You're either going to get up on me or you're not. We'll see. A rematch of a playoff butt whooping. Jalen Hurts, Baker Mayfield, Eagles, Bucks. Bucks beat the Eagles 32-9 in the playoffs.
Next.
Bucks, you're already saying it. You like it?
I don't even care what the spread is.
1.5 road favorite for the Eagles.
Oh, makes my
Road
pick even better.
favorite. Let's see how it goes. Under Nick Sirianni, the Eagles are 18-9 against the spread when looking for revenge after a loss to a team in their previous matchup. And that includes an impressive 13-4 against the spread over the last 3 seasons, again, when they're facing a team that they lost to the prior time. The Eagles also are on the road for the first time this week against the Bucks. Under Sirianni, the Eagles are just 2-5 against the spread when playing on a road trip, including 0-5 against the spread since the start of 2022. In his career, Jalen Hurts, not good as a favorite on the road. He is 7-14-1 against the spread as a road favorite. In the last 20 years, that's the 5th least profitable quarterback. And specifically, in his last 6 starts as a road favorite, Jalen Hurts is only 1-4-1 in that mark. Over the last 3 seasons, the under is 21-11 when Baker Mayfield is one of the starting quarterbacks in a game. A $100 better would be up over $800 just taking the under on Baker Mayfield games for that. By the way, the under for that is only 43, which is an interesting one there. Public money on this game, 56% of it is on the side of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Bet. Makes me feel better.
You feel better about that? You know what? You know what the slam is on this and why it's Tampa Bay? They ain't going to have J.J. Brown. They ain't going to have Devontae Smith for that game. They're both hurt. Tampa Bay it is. Absolutely.
And are Bucks really going to lose 2 home games in a row? No,
I don't think so. I don't think so. But, yes, I will very much go with Tampa Bay in that one. Very intriguing quarterback matchup. It's Kyler Murray. It's Jaden Daniels out there in the desert as the Cardinals welcome in the Commanders, 425. Cards a 3.5-point home favorites in this one. This one also, 58% of the money is on Washington as a 3.5-point dog. East Coast teams traveling either the Mountain or Pacific time zone on short rest are only 42 and 45 straight up in the last 20 years. And as dogs are just 16 and 29 straight up. This will likely be the closest game to close with a total of 50 points or more. Totals of 50 or more are 4-0 this season, hitting the There's been 4 games this season with a total of 50 or more. The under is hit in all of them by an average of 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
So maybe slam the under on that one. We'll see. Cardinals throwing have not been great. They've allowed Josh Allen, Matt Stafford, and Jared Goff to complete a combined 75% of their passes through 3 games. But the Cardinals have scored 82 points in their 3 games. That is the 4th most in the NFL. They're 500. I'm sorry. The Cardinals have started hot. They're 500 against the spread or better in their first 4 games of the regular season in 7 straight seasons. Kyler Murray back. He's good when he's an underdog at 26-16-2. But as far as a favorite, which he is here, he is just 10-15 against the spread. He's not won consecutive starts as a favorite since 2021. Some Jane Daniels thing here. Big win on Monday night. Cards 3.5-point home favorites. I'm actually going to take Arizona in this one.
I'll take the Commanders.
Wow. Really?
A little Cliff Kingsbury, Kyler Murray reunion, huh?
There is that.
This is going to be so funny.
It's going to be a crazy week. It's going to be an absolutely crazy week here. Patriots taking on the reeling 49ers at 1-2, which is just shocking. Sounds like Kittle might be back.
He is.
Did they get good news or bad news on Christian McCaffrey?
Bad. He's going to be out a couple months.
No, see, that I saw something else that they're already starting to prepare his comeback to play plan. I don't know. He ain't playing this weekend. I know that. What's up with Debo?
I don't know.
Is this Jacoby Brissett's last start if they fought a 1-3?
I wouldn't guarantee that. I mean, what did they expect?
I mean, is it just time? I actually said around Halloween that we'd get Drake May in there, so I think we're getting close to him. We'll see. The 49ers are a massive 10.5-point home favorites against the coming in for the Patriots. The Patriots last season were double-digit dogs, and then happened again in 2020. Before that, they were on a 20-year streak where they had not been a double-digit dog
Called Tom Brady.
since Tom Brady, Peyton Manning in 2001. So again, they went from 0-1 to 2020 without being double-digit dogs. It was once in 2020, then it happened twice in last December. Double-digit favorites coming off a straight-up loss. The under hits 63% of the time. So I guess that's the under. I was looking for a spread there, but that's where it is. The 49ers are the 5th team since 2009 to be double-digit favorites after blowing a 14-point lead in their prior games. Of the 11 teams in that spot since 2001, they are 11-0 and 7-3-1 against the spread. So again, you blow a 14-point lead to then come back and be a double-digit favorite. Last 11 teams to do that, undefeated, and they've covered 7 of those 11 games. Patriots. New England's played 10 games in the Pacific time zone since 2003 without Tom Brady. They're just 4-6 against the spread in that time frame. Juwan Jennings, pretty good there. Public money. 72% of it is on San Francisco.
I figured.
What do you like? 10.5 is a big number.
Give me the Patriots.
You like the Patriots?
I do. That's a lot of points. I don't think the Patriots are really that bad.
I'll join you on that. I'll join you on that. That's a big ass spread. I'll join you on that. Why not? Chiefs taking on the Chargers, as it'll be Justin Herbert taking on old friend Patrick Mahomes, and we know Patty beats up on his division. This is a 7-point road favorite for the Chiefs in L.A.
No Herbert, I'm assuming?
I think that's probably telling you no. Home divisional dogs in the first 4 games of the regular season are covering at 59% over the last 20 years, and are 2-0 this season, with the Colts covering as a home dog against the Texans and the Rams covering as home dogs against the 49ers. Chiefs are 9-0 in their last 9 games, including the playoffs, but have only won by a combined score of 54 points in those 9 games. That's the smallest combined margin of victory by any team to reach a 9-0 stretch in the NFL. Rashee Rice is great. Patrick Mahomes, 8-2 straight up, 4-5-1 against the spread, though, in his career against the Chargers. He's 5-1 straight up against Herbert, but just 2-4 against the spread. But again, if he's going to play or not. On the road against divisional opponents, Mahomes is unbeatable. 16-1 straight up and 10-7 against the spread on the road against the Chargers, Raiders, and Broncos, which is insane. Do you want halves here real quick?
Sure.
Last 13 starts for Mahomes. He has covered the first half just 3 times, 3-10. Second half coverage, 11-2. So basically, he's getting off to a slow start, and then he just boat races you there in the second half as well. Public money, 65% is on the Chiefs. It opened at 4. It's up to 7. Chiefs, Chargers. I'm going to go Kansas City.
I'll join you on that.
KC it is. What is the marquee matchup Sunday Night Football? It is the Buffalo Bills traveling to take on the Baltimore Ravens. This opened at 3 for the Ravens. It's down to 2.5. 72% of public money is on Buffalo in this game. Sean McDermott's faced Lamar Jackson 3 times, but not since 2022. In those games, Lamar is just 1-2 straight up, but has covered 2 of those 3 games against Sean McDermott. Lamar Jackson at home in night games, 16-7 straight up, 14-9 against the spread. He is 6-1 straight up on Sunday Night Football, including 5 straight wins. Josh Allen on the road, 6-9 straight up, and 6-4 straight up on Sunday Night Football. So again, Lamar owns Sunday Night Football. Allen kind of take it what it is. Everybody's bitching about Justin Tucker. It is what it is. Josh Allen, 17-9 against the spread in his first 4 games of the regular season. He is a below 500 quarterback against the spread in games week 5 or later in the season. So he is early to get after it. Allen has 71 career wins. 51 of those have been by 7 points or more. So usually when he beats people, he beats them pretty good here. Lamar Jackson is 23-7 against the spread as a favorite of 3 points or less, or as an underdog. So he plays well when it's a tight game or even when he's dog. Since 2020, the Ravens have 8 home losses after leading by 10 points at any single point in the game. That is the most by 3 games or more than any team. So even when they get out to a 10-point lead at home, they don't seem to hold on to it. Lamar Jackson won the MVP last season and began the season 0-2. He is the 4th MVP in NFL history, so since 1970, to win the MVP and start 0-2 the following season.
Interesting.
The Rams in 2002. Kurt Warner?
Is what? Can I guess?
Sure.
Is one Cam Newton?
No, these are all before that. 0-2 is the most early one.
Oh, then never mind.
Rams started 0-5 and missed the playoffs. 1984, Washington started 0-2, then won 5 straight, went to the playoffs, lost in the divisional round.
Who was their MVP?
That's a good question.
I'm assuming it's a quarterback.
I don't think it was Doug Williams. I don't think so. 84. So 1983. Oh, it's Joe Theismann. Joe Theismann won it in 1983. Now, here's your final one. So, again, we're talking about Lamar. Fourth player to win the MVP and start the next season 0-2. And by the way, was that 0-2 Rams team? Was that maybe? It was Kurt Warner. Sorry, it was Kurt Warner. Because Marshall Faulk won it in 2000, then Kurt Warner won. But anyway. So the Ravens, Lamar. The Rams in 0-2, the Washington in 84. You want to know the other one? 1981, Cleveland Browns. Brian Sipe won the MVP, came back, started 0-2. They missed the playoffs that year. So what's that telling you? History tells you Lamar Jackson's going to miss the playoffs, but we'll see how that turns around here. It is the Ravens home 2.5-point favorites against the Bills. I hate this.
Wrong decision. Buffalo's the best team in the NFL. Josh Allen's the best quarterback right now in the NFL. Give me the Bills.
I went Baltimore. I hate it. I don't like it. All right, that's where we're at. What do you want to do? It's 20.
Can we break real quick?
Let's break. Let's break, come back, get our minds right. Morning update, grid, Ohio State, guards tonight. We will get our Browns plays as well for this weekend. Stay with us, Fontana Show right here on Big Play. Check us out, bigplay.com. You can always do the YouTube at Matt Fontana Show, Instagram, Twitch, and also Twitter X. And subscribe on the brand new Big Play app. Free to download. Check it out there. Back right after this.
I'm Garage Beer, and this is Bobby Carpenter.
Garage Beer. Beer-flavored beer.
Beef with an F? Okay, my bad. It's crisp and cool, and it doesn't taste like ass. I'm Bobby Carpenter. I drink in garages because my wife says I don't belong inside. If you like a cold breeze on your bag, drink Garage Beer. It's American, and so can you. Garage Beer. Beer-flavored beer.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just, that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Even though our strength of schedule is number one in the NFL, I think we have the dogs up front. We have the dogs in the back as it relates to our defense. Our defense alone keeps us in these games. Not even talking about offense. Let's just say Deshaun Watson isn't there. We got dogs on the defensive side that's mirroring the potential of the Ravens from 2001 or 2000 Ravens with Jamal Lewis and the boys and Ray Lewis and those guys.
Right.
They won, again, no disrespect to Trent Dilfer, but they won without a high-powered offense.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby as Authentic takes them around the far turn. Tis the laws making his move now, and they're into the stretch. These two stride for stride. Authentic, tis the law. Here's the wire. Authentic has won the Kentucky Derby.
Welcome back, Fontana Show right here on Big Play. We got a lot to get to in a short amount of time. The grid for the giveaway, which we will announce. I think maybe Monday. Let's cross that bridge when we come
I was
to
going to
it.
say, let's not get ahead of
Let's
ourselves.
not get ahead of ourselves. Close it out. Morning update. Browns bets. We'll get to all of it. Ryan's got the stories you need to know. Take it away, Ryan.
Alrighty, well, get prepared. The Guardians begin their last series of this regular season as they take on the Houston Astros. First pitch is 7:10. Joey Cantillo on the mound.
It's gonna be hard for me to bet this weekend just because they don't really like the Guardians care. The freaking Yankees. You're back out to a full game. I'm good, man. I'm fine with where the Guardians are at. Just this weekend, get some at bats for some guys. They're gonna all play because you're gonna have so much time off. The Astros, correct me if I'm wrong, they're not really fighting for anything either. They're locked into where they're at, right? They're gonna be the 3 seed because they won their division, and there's no way that they can catch us, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so they're locked in, so they don't really care. And they have a series to play starting, Tuesday, right? Yeah. So maybe they rest some of their guys. Maybe we pick up a couple of games here or there, which would be great. 'Cause again, we're a full game back now of the Yankees. But I'd like to see a little with Cantillo, right? Like, just show me something. They're going to do this thing with Gavin Williams on Sunday where he gets an opener, and then he's going to go out there, get the guys flowing. That's all I ask for this weekend. We'll see how it goes. Dude, I can't wait. Can't wait. We got our tickets. We're good to go for Game 2 of the ALDS. Nice. I'm excited for that.
Maybe that has something to do with our game.
Oh. Wow, not that. No, not that.
How you about to do that then?
Because it has something to do with the Guardians playoffs. Maybe just not tickets.
Okay.
But something to do with the Guardians playoffs.
Okay. Fair enough.
We'll see.
Alrighty. Well, an emotional night in Oakland, California, as the Athletic faithful say goodbye to their baseball team. After 57 seasons at the Coliseum, the Athletics are preparing to move to the Sin City.
Jeff Passan had a great tweet. The Oakland A's were killed by greed. Do not allow the people responsible for this to spin it any other way. John Fisher did not have to move this team. Major League Baseball and its owners did not need to be complicit in it. This was a choice, a wrong one, that history will sneer. I get that they wanted to put a team in Vegas, and you can't just find these teams and all that kind of stuff. And there's an element that you see people lining up for hours before, like, well, where were you in the regular season, all that kind of stuff. You have put a shit product out there for years. Of course the attendance is going to be crappy. What did you expect? So it's like, I hate it because it's like, obviously we have a complicated history with getting teams taken away from us. And, we had to learn, but it's like there was a graphic of it. And this was just, how many years ago? Raiders, A's, and the Warriors right next door. And now they're all gone. They're all gone. And I know Oakland obviously has had a lot of trouble just with their city and things like that. It sucks. And I hate, another picture that got me? That groundskeeper. That groundskeeper's there for 31 years. He's out of a job. You think he's going to move to Las Vegas with this team? And that's like a different example of someone that's maybe close to retirement. How many people were ticket people, concession work people that are now out of jobs because this team's getting moved? And there's new opportunities in Las Vegas and all that other kind of stuff. I hate to see it. I know it's complicated. I know it's not easy, but it is greed. That is 100% what it is. Baseball has so many problems. They have so many problems. And they really do kill themselves. They do. And I'm not saying that it'll ever get overtaken by like hockey or something like that. But I see where basketball is going. Obviously, the NFL is a machine. But you see an uptick in basketball. I think you're seeing an uptick in hockey. And I think baseball is just too stuck in their ways, man. And they are just killing the sport. They are absolutely killing the sport.
Alrighty, well, the National League West is officially clinched. The Los Angeles Dodgers also clinched a first-round bye. Bad news, though. Freddie Freeman was injured, rolled his ankle, but there was no structural damage, and he's expected to be ready to roll for the playoffs.
They'll need the bye. Did you see, and I'm going to screw this up, but I think it's 11 of the last 12 NL West the Dodgers have won. It's either 11 of the last 12 or 11 of the last 13. So you have the Giants that were rolling to World Series and stuff, but it's still just been the Dodgers that have just smoked that. Well, you got Shohei. When you pay that money, what else do you expect? Absolutely. Dodgers, where do you think they're at going into the playoffs?
I mean, they got to be the favorite.
I think Phillies. I still like the Phillies. In the NL. In the AL. All right, if you had to place a bet right now, you got to take your guardianship out of it. Is the NL or the AL going to win the World Series? I think the NL.
I know. Dodgers or Phillies. Yeah,
Dodgers or
probably.
Phillies. I think that'll be it,
I
too.
think the
Well, we'll
Yankees
see.
will
It's
do
going to be a lot of fun. But, yeah, I saw that stat where how much they've owned that division. That's pretty crazy.
Alrighty, lastly for the morning update, Matt. We don't talk much hockey on here.
No.
But ESPN gave us their predictions for all 32 NHL teams.
I saw
the Blue Jackets.
I saw that. Go ahead.
Alrighty,
Yeah.
well, their prediction for the Blue Jackets this season, Adam Fantilli has his breakout year. The number 3 pick in the 2023 had the kind of season one expects from a 19-year-old in the NHL. He's projected for 54 points in an 82-game campaign. Quote, I think he eclipses that with a bump in power play points where he had just 1 goal and 2 assists last season.
Do you know what happened to Adam Fantilli last year?
Don't even know who that is.
Well, okay, so yeah. So here's what happened in that draft, okay? So that was the so again, this is only his second year. So it was the Connor Bedard draft, okay? So everybody knew that Connor Bedard was going to go number 1 overall. So we were sitting at number 3, okay? Then the Blackhawks took Connor Bedard. The Anaheim Ducks were sitting at 2. And everybody goes, oh, they're taking Adam Fantilli. He's out of Michigan, who's turned out a lot of good hockey players. And they're like, oh, man. And they shock everybody to take Leo Carlson. The Jackets were like, they ran up there, and they're like, you're really going to pass on Adam Fantilli? Like, we'll take him. I don't know why. Anyway, he's playing last year. You know what happened to him? He got cut by a skate on his calf. So all these guys, or at least most of these guys, and Fantilli they wear a base layer that's almost like chainmail that's supposed to stop you from getting cut with skates, which is just so shocking it doesn't happen more than that. He sustained a really bad cut on his calf and basically cut his season in half. Bad. I didn't mean to, but anyway, half his season he lost it because he got cut with a skate. Big things for him. I think it's just the thing is, they've had preseason games and that stuff, man. Just good draw, man. Every time I think about the Jackets, I just don't think about it, man. And where their headspace is at and how hard this season is going to be.
Was he their best player?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I know you're not a big hockey fan. I'm not talking down to you at all when I talk about this. You don't understand, man. Like, when he picked to come to the Blue Jackets, everybody's like, what the fuck? It's not like Patrick Mahomes level, because that's like Connor McDavid or something like that. I'm trying to think of a good comparison, of
a big free agent going to
literally, he was the biggest free agent. He was the biggest free agent of that class, and he chose to come to the Blue Jackets. Like, holy cow, And, again, the point totals were there because last season was just a disaster. They fired their coach right before this. It was just a disaster. And he unfortunately, we have plenty of things to get to, but anyway, like the Jackets, they had a lot of young guys that are like, they could be like Adam Fantilli, right? They got a lot of younger guys. They don't have much like veteran leadership right now. And then again, the Gaudreau thing, all of it just kind of sucks, but we'll see how it goes. I'm rooting for my Jackets. All right. Come on now, let's go. All right, come on.
Big moment.
You great. You're
big,
going down.
Big moment.
This is it. Here we go. We get this. We announce our giveaway on Monday. All right? Okay. That's how it works. We don't even need Wordle today. No, we don't need Wordle today. We're good. Go.
All right, Hall of Fame Bears.
Sweet.
What do you want to do?
Walter Payton.
Was he the refrigerator?
No, that was William Refrigerator Perry, who was Michael Dean Perry's brother.
Oh.
Former Cleveland Browns.
Saints, Druith Breezeth.
Is he in yet?
I don't know. That's actually a good question. Is he in yet?
Yeah, I would not put him in.
Then who are you going to put?
Okay, Arch Manning is not in the Hall of Fame. Like Archie Manning, right? Oh my God.
Is Drew Brees not in yet? Is he not eligible yet?
I don't think he's in yet.
He's been out of the league for a minute, though. I guess not that long, but...
I guess... do you remember him getting inducted? I don't know. All right, Skipper will come back. I can go Peyton Manning for the bottom one. Or Marvin Harrison. Either one. But
is Peyton Manning in yet, for sure?
Yes. Yes.
Are you sure?
Okay, go ahead. Hit Peyton Manning.
Well, what if he's not?
He is. That's what I was saying. Look at the last year he played. What's the last year he played?
15?
Yeah, so he's been out 8 years. He's good to go. So go click on. We're cheating. Go click on Drew Brees. See what the last years that he played.
That's not cheating.
What's
2020?
So he ain't eligible yet.
Okay.
You got to be 5 years out.
It's not cheating.
Okay, but
Well, it just has to play a Hall of Famer that played a year for the Saints. They didn't have to.
I know. I can't. We're gonna have to set it aside. We're gonna have to come back. All right, we're gonna have to come back. All right, Dolphins, Saints, Ted Ginn Jr.
Yeah. Dolphins, Bears. Now, is that not, or maybe I messed this up? Did Chase Claypool not play for the
That's exactly correct.
right?
Yes, that's who I was thinking of too. I almost said Robbie Chosen, but that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about Chase Claypool. I wanted to say Joseph Adai for a second, but that's not right. That's not right at all. Dolphins, Colts. Dolphins, Colts. Jacoby Brissett didn't play in Miami. I don't think so. I don't think so. All right, we can skip that one and come back. All right, what is screaming to me Bears, Texans? What? There's something Bears, Texans.
Is that Deonta Foreman?
He also, did he play in Houston? Because I would also say he works for the Colts then too, doesn't he? If that's truly the case. Did Nick Foles play in Houston? I don't think so.
Did Case Keenum play in Chicago?
I actually like Case Keenum. If I had to pick Case Keenum, I like him better in New Orleans than I do Chicago. Fitzpatrick, right? Ryan Fitzpatrick played for Houston, did he not?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so then he would work for... Would he work for the Colts? Oh, man, this is hard. Okay.
Arian Foster did no.
No, I don't think he ever... I don't think
Andre
so.
Johnson, no.
J.J. Watt, obviously, no.
Oh, Texans, Saints, Brandon Cooks.
That's another good one. Very good call. Brandon Cooks. Okay. There's something Bears Texans that's
Did Randall Cobb ever play for the Bears?
no. Andy Dalton never played in Houston. Golly. There's something gnawing at me there. I want to say it's a wide receiver, but I can't.
Allen Robinson, no.
No.
Robert Woods, no.
Brandon Marshall didn't play in Houston, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Did Darrelle Revis ever play for Houston?
I don't even think he played in Chicago.
No, I was thinking more. No, for the Colts, but I don't think he played for
Colts? No, I can't think of that. Uh-oh. What about... Okay, Matt Schaub came from Atlanta, but I don't know where he went after that. I don't think that's it. Jay Cutler, I don't think so. Kyle Orton, no. You mentioned Matt Forte. I don't think that works.
Did Nyheim Hines play for Houston?
Yes.
Did he?
Yeah?
100%? Did he?
I think so.
I know he obviously played for the Colts.
Rip that.
For Houston. I don't know if he played for Houston. I don't think he did. No, I think about it. I don't think he did.
I definitely remember him in Indy. I know that. We know that. Fitzpatrick has got to be one of these. Right? Didn't he play in Indy?
Didn't Brian Hoyer play for the Texans? Or am I making that up?
I think you might be right on that.
Or am I making that up?
I think you might be right.
And Bears, right?
I don't remember if he played for the Bears. I know he played in Indy.
Oh, Brian Hoyer played in Indy?
Yes, that I feel more confident about than I do Chicago.
Oh, and did he play for the Texans, or am I making that up?
No, I think no. You're right. So then again, if you think he played in Chicago,
Well, I don't know if he played in Chicago.
all right, then just go Indy. Just rip Indy. Brian Hoyer.
What if he didn't play for the Texans?
I mean, at this point,
I
we
don't
just got to
remember him
rip.
for the Colts.
I remember him for the Colts. Yeah, I remember him for the
Mr.
Colts.
Hero guy.
Yeah, I remember.
What about did Matt Schaub play for the Bears?
I don't remember if he played for the Bears or not. It's not enough for me to rip that.
Yeah, I feel it.
David Carr, I have no idea. Vince Wilfork never played for the Bears. Cordell Patterson never played for Houston. Man. Trying to think corners. I can't. Eddie Jackson was their safety in Chicago for a long time. Dude. All right, let's try to. Dolphins, Colts, Ted Bridgewater. I don't know. I can't remember if he played there.
Was Cam Akers ever on the Bears?
It sounds right. You'd like to
think
believe
so.
it, but I don't think so. Because I think he just came straight from the Rams. What about? Well, let's just focus Colts Dolphins. I think that one's more attainable right now. I want to say Teddy Bridgewater, but I don't remember if he ever played.
Stephon Gilmore never played for the Dolphins. Did
No, and I for some reason I really like Jacoby Brissett right there.
He? Did he play for the Dolphins?
That's
I can kind of picture.
I kind of picture it too.
Should we just rip it?
Yeah, I kind of picture it. I
feel
think.
like you're
No,
like,
I
we
go
have
for
Wordle.
it. Just
so.
go for it. Okay. All right. That's what I thought.
I don't want to use Wordle, dude.
I don't want to do it either.
Hall of Fame Saints. That's
I have an
crazy.
idea. Is Steve Gleason not in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know.
I think he is.
Did Darrelle Revis ever play on the Saints?
No. I know there's so many like legacy
Did
Saints.
Deion Sanders ever play on the Saints?
No. I know there's like so many Saints of like years past that should be really, really good, but I really think it might. Steve Gleason was going to be my guess there. I can't really think of anybody else, like, that, like those early 2000s Saints teams. God, they had a pass rusher. I can't think of who though. We just might have to go Steve Gleason.
All right.
But I don't think so. I really don't.
Only played 6 years.
Yeah, I don't think that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Had have been some like wide receiver, but Adrian Peterson's not in the Hall of Fame yet. Oh man. How do we not?
I don't know. Like, I can't even. Oh my God, I can't even think of like a quarterback that like even gets close.
That's
to
what
it.
I'm saying. Or even a running back.
Yep. Dude, that's so annoying. Oh my God. The lineman. It was a giant. Like, was it not? I wanted to say Willie Rofe, but that's not right. There's a lineman, and I don't think you're going to be able to help me at all with this because it's a guy from like the 90s. It was a guard. Oh my God. Willie Rofe, I know, played in Kansas City. And I want to say I thought he played with the Saints. There's an offensive lineman. We're over time. We're out of time. We got nothing else left to do. We might have to rip Willie Rofe.
What is it?
Willie.
Rowe.
Yup.
Okay, we got to get a Bears Texans.
We got to get it.
Who the hell?
Robbie Chosen, don't think so.
Did Randall Cobb play for the Bears?
I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. Jimmy Graham never played in Houston.
Case Keenum never played for the Bears, you said?
That might have to be the one. Like,
Josh Johnson?
No, I'd actually feel better about Case Keenum. I really would. I can't, like, of all the backups that they had to run through there, I don't know, man.
Rip it. Brian Hoyer was the...
Well, yeah. Go up and click on it. I want to see somebody else. Because we said that. We said it was Brian Hoyer. Oh, right, Andre Johnson.
I got to find... Or which one was it?
Yeah, that one.
Bears, Texans. Lamar Miller, Adrian Amos, Rex Grossman, Deonta Foreman! Oh. Well, I mean, that's why we have Wordle, right?
You want to do Wordle today or you want to do it Monday?
No, we got to finish the week.
All right. We're out of time. We're running way out of time. That feels so scummy.
Well,
so scummy.
We have the lifeline for a reason.
We do. I know. That's fine. I want to get it. All right. Rip something good here.
Great. Get the vowels, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
Start with T-A.
T-A.
Tails.
Okay.
Get another vowel in there.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So then the T has got to, it's got to be blank A-I-T.
Yeah.
Could it be? No, because then we already used the S. I was going to say traits. E-A-T-W. What does it end with?
Yeah.
If it doesn't end with an S, what the hell does it end with?
Oh, peep this.
What?
Faith. You gotta have faith. You gotta have some faith.
Done and dusted, buddy. Done and dusted. We will announce our giveaway on Monday. God, it's going to annoy me the rest of the week.
We almost had a perfect week.
We almost had the perfect week. We
but...
got it. We'll give it out. It's time for a giveaway. It's been weeks since we've done a giveaway. All right, let's just skip time hop today because we're way late. We got to roll here. All right, let's go. Browns, Raiders. Raiders 2-point home favorites. I'm going Browns all day long. The Browns have traveled to the Mountain or Pacific Time a total of 26 times since 2003. They are 5-21 straight up in those games, including 0-7 since 2019, losing by an average of 13 points per game. The only two quarterbacks to win in those time zones, Baker Mayfield and Brandon Weeden. They both won in Oakland in 2012. Browns have not closed as a favorite in this spot since 2019, which, again, we're not. Raiders' run game has been struggling. The 153 rushing yards are the fewest through a three-game stretch to start a season since 2019, and it's the fewest in Raiders history. Deshaun Watson in his career is 34, 35-2 against the spread, but is 20-14 against the spread as an underdog. He enters the contest winning his last three straight road starts outright. That's his first three-game road win streak since 2018. I'm not going to read about how bad he is. We all know that kind of stuff. The Browns are 18-16 against the spread versus the AFC North under Kevin Stefanski. But non-AFC North opponents, Stefanski is 26-21-1 against the spread. The Raiders, talking about Brock Bowers, 18 receptions on 21 targets. Tight ends with 21 or more targets and 18 receptions through 3 career games, Brock Bowers and Sam Laporta. So that's a pretty good list to be on. Raiders at home, since moving to Vegas, are just 17-18 straight up. 19, 15-1 against the spread, though. Antonio Pierce is 8-3-1 against the spread with the Raiders. That is the best against the spread win percentage for any coach of the Raiders in the wild card era since 1990. And it's the best mark for any coach in the NFL since he got the job week 9 of last year. The spread is 2. Let me see if I can get you a few more other nuggets here. Boom. Public money on this game, 55-45. 55% of it is on the Cleveland Browns. So about as 50-50 as you can get in that one. Browns 1-4 against the spread their last 5 games. 8-3-1 against the spread their last 12 games against the Raiders, though, and 1-4 straight up, though, in their last 5 against Vegas. But on the road in Oakland, Las Vegas, the Raiders are 4-1. I'm sorry, the Browns are 4-1 against the spread. When on the road, I mentioned just 1-8 straight up in their last 9 games against an AFC West opponent. For the Raiders, 5-2 against the spread their last 5 games. Over has hit 4 out of their last 6 games at home, but the under 6 out of the last 8 games between the Raiders and the Browns. It is 2. I'm riding Browns. I don't have a choice. Right.
I kind of just got a feeling right now, an epiphany, if you will. I think this is a week we see the Browns win on a Dustin Hopkins game-winning field goal.
By how many points, though?
By 1 point.
Win. Okay, sorry. Not
1 point.
It doesn't matter.
By 1 point.
Does not matter if they win or
Browns
not.
win by 1 point. Dustin Hopkins game-winning field goal.
Game-winning field goal, Ryan's call. I guess, should we put down our score predictions here?
Yeah, I'll go 21-20 Browns.
21-20 Browns. I will go... give me 27-17 Browns. 27-17 Browns. That's what I like. All right, Ohio State in action, taking on Michigan State. 23.5 point spread for the Buckeyes tomorrow night. It is 7:30.
Is it in East Lansing?
Yes, we're on the road. We're on the road for the first time this season. Michigan State is coming in 3-1 on the year. The Buckeyes' last 7 wins over Michigan State have all been by 20 points or more. So they have covered no problem on this one. Getting it done. I expect them to have no problem. I'm trying to look real quick here. Michigan State on this season, last week lost to Boston College 23-19. Before that, I think beat Maryland and then Prairie View, FAU. Those are their wins this year. 3-1 or 3-1 on the year.
Is that Florida Atlantic?
Yeah, Florida Atlantic. No, I know. They beat Florida Atlantic 16-10. I think this is Maryland, 27-24, and then they beat P-View, whatever that is, 40-0 before losing to Boston College 23-19 last week. Give me the Buckeyes. We'll have them covered there. No real problems there on that. Final thing, our bracket. Best cover song
Yeah,
of all
dude,
time.
so get the...
What happened?
We have a tie.
What?
Run DMC and Johnny Cash each have 31.3%.
Wow. Hey, hang on a second here, buddy.
There's technically 13 minutes left.
There is, and I don't know if I don't remember if I voted on it.
Could that?
I know I retweeted it. I don't know if I don't know. I did not vote on it. What if I voted for Hendrix?
Is the one vote going to sway it?
Should. I just clicked on it.
Do you have a winner? I'm refreshing.
Refresh it.
It still says 31-3, 31-3.
I have it at 30.9.
Oh.
Johnny Cash.
So is that what you just voted
I voted for Johnny Cash, yeah.
Oh, then you might have just determined the winner.
I just determined the winner.
Wow.
I think I just determined the winner.
Well, congrats to
so
Johnny
that's
Cash.
Exactly where we're at. All right, great stuff this weekend. Again, guards in action going to be important, but we'll all be focused on the Browns coming up Sunday. Do not forget the brand new Big Play Tailgate show. Zorella Booms and Bob Golick all going to be here. They record that. That show will be airing on Sunday, so you can always check it out on our social media channels at Big Play. Go follow us on YouTube. Check out our website. Get the merch. We're up on Twitter, X, Twitch, Instagram. It's everywhere that you need it. Appreciate the support this week, and we'll talk to you on Monday. Browns.
Yeah, man. Big week.
We got to get it. We got to get it. Make it ugly if you need to. Do what you need to do. Big on Deshaun Watson. Big on that defense. They've got to shut down Devontae Adams. They got to get in Gardner Minshew's face. I think we're going to get it done.
All right.
I really do. I feel not overly confident like I did against the Giants, but I feel good enough that I think the Browns are going to do what they need to do. Great stuff. Enjoy the hell out of the weekend. Get some garage beers, and we'll talk to you on Monday for what will be a Victory Monday. For Ryan Tyler, I am Matt Fontana. As always, take it easy.